The Galactic Combat Academy floated in open space like a silver crown. It was the place where the strongest warriors of the galaxy were tested. Only the best were invited, and today, every seat in the main hall was full. Representatives from dozens of alien races watched from high platforms. They whispered, clicked, hissed, and laughed quietly among themselves. Because today, Earth had sent its first combat prototype. The human stood alone in the center of the testing floor. She was smaller than most warriors in the room. No heavy armor, no glowing weapons, no sharp claws. Just a simple combat suit and calm eyes. Many aliens had already decided the result. Humans were new to the galactic stage. Their technology was seen as slow and rough. Their bodies soft compared to scaled giants and metal beings. "She looks weak," one instructor said through a translator. "Is this Earth's best?" Another mocked. Soft laughter spread across the hall. The woman did not react. She stood straight, hands relaxed at her sides. Her breathing was slow and steady. She was watching everything. Above her, a large combat scanner moved into position. The machine was ancient and trusted. It had tested champions, warlords, and killers from across the galaxy. It never made mistakes. The head guider raised one clawed hand. "Begin scan," he ordered. A beam of light passed over the human. The scanner hummed softly. Symbols and numbers began to scroll across the massive screen. At first, everything looked normal. Strength, speed, reaction time, neural response. Alien observers nodded with bored faces. Then the numbers slowed. The humming sound changed. The screen flickered once. Silence spread through the hall. The data vanished. In its place, a single line appeared. Unknown combat rating. The room froze. Instructors leaned forward. Observers stopped breathing. The guider stared at the screen. "That is not possible," someone whispered. The scanner had categories for everything. Low, high, elite, dangerous, forbidden. But unknown was never used. "Run the scan again," the guider snapped. The machine restarted. The beam passed over her body once more. The same result appeared. Unknown combat rating. Uneasy sounds filled the hall. Some aliens shifted in their seats. Others checked their data pads. One instructor laughed nervously. "It must be a human error," he said. "Primitive design, primitive results." The laughter did not spread this time. The woman slowly lifted her head. Her eyes moved from the screen to the instructors. There was no fear in her face. The guider cleared his throat. "This test means nothing," he said loudly. "We will proceed with a basic demonstration." A platform rose from the floor nearby. On it rested a standard energy blade. Sharp, unstable, deadly to untrained hands. The guider stepped toward it. "This weapon will not be touched by the subject," he warned. "It is only for display." The woman's eyes locked onto the blade. Her focus sharpened. Her body shifted just slightly. Somewhere deep inside the Academy systems, the combat scanner began recording again. Without being told to, the guider reached for the blade. And instead of stepping back, the human took one step forward. The entire hall leaned in, not knowing why their instincts were suddenly screaming. Something about Earth's weak prototype was very wrong. The human's single step forward broke the silence. Several instructors reacted at once. One hissed in warning, another raised a claw to stop her. "Stand still," the guider ordered. His voice was sharp, but uncertain. She stopped, but she did not step back. Her eyes stayed on the energy blade. Not with fear, not with hunger, but with something closer to understanding. The aliens noticed it. That look was not normal. The guider turned to the observers. "This is a mistake," he said. "The scanner is old, even trusted systems fail." Some nodded. Others did not look convinced. A tall armored alien spoke from the upper platform. "If Earth's prototype cannot even be rated, it should be removed. Do not waste our time." Murmurs of agreement followed. Earth's representatives stood silently behind the glass wall. They did not argue. They did not explain. The guider hesitated, then made a choice. "We will conduct a basic reflex test," he announced. "No combat, no damage. Just movement." The testing floor shifted. Metal plates slid into new positions. Training drones rose from hidden ports. The human was placed at the center. 3 drones hovered around her, each armed with low-level stun emitters. "Evade only," the guider said. "No counterattack." She nodded once. The signal sounded. The first drone fired. A blue pulse crossed the air. She moved before it hit. Her step was small, almost lazy, but the pulse missed her by a wide margin. The second drone fired faster. Then the third. She moved again, twisting, lowering her body, stepping between attacks. Her motions were smooth. Too smooth. Alien eyes narrowed. This was not human panic. This was control. The drones increased speed. The room filled with flashing light. Yet none of the shots touched her. The combat scanner, still active, showed nothing. No data. No numbers. Only the same silent warning. Unknown combat rating. "She is adapting," one observer muttered. "Real time." The guider felt tension rise along his spine. He raised a claw. "End test," he said quickly. The drones shut down and dropped to the floor. The human straightened. Not out of breath. Not shaking. Some aliens clapped slowly. Others stayed silent. "That proves nothing," the guider said. "Evasion is not combat." He turned toward the weapon platform again, as if needing something solid, something normal. "The blade will be shown only," he repeated. His tone was harder now, almost defensive. The platform lights brightened. The energy blade activated with a sharp hum. Its unstable edge rippled with raw power. Several aliens leaned back instinctively. That weapon was dangerous even for trained warriors. The guider approached it carefully. "One touch can sever a limb," he said. "Even through armor." The human's gaze never left the blade. Her fingers flexed slightly. Once. Then stilled. The guider lifted the weapon, holding it up for all to see. "Observe," he said. At that moment, the lights in the hall dimmed for half a second. No one noticed except the scanner. It spiked, then went silent again. The guider turned toward the human, ready to order her back. But she was already moving. Not fast. Not slow. Just certain. A step. Then another. "Do not touch," the guider began. Too late. The hall seemed to hold its breath, as Earth's weak prototype closed the distance, and reached for a weapon that should have killed her on contact. What happened next would change how the galaxy saw humans forever. The guider's warning came too late. The human's hand was already moving. Several instructors shouted at once. Some turned away. Others watched in horror. Her fingers closed around the energy blade. The weapon should have burned her flesh. It should have sliced through bone. It should have reacted violently. It did none of those things. The blade flickered. Its unstable edge softened. The violent hum dropped into a low, steady tone. The hall fell into absolute silence. The human stood still, her hand wrapped firmly around the glowing weapon. Her face calm, almost focused. "She should be dead," someone whispered. The guider froze. His grip loosened. The blade did not resist when she took it from his hand. The combat scanner screamed to life. Lights flashed across its surface. Data poured in faster than before. Numbers climbed, broke, vanished. Warning symbols filled the screen, then erased themselves. The observers watched as the system struggled to understand what it was seeing. The scanner searched for limits, for patterns, for failure points. It found none. The screen went white, then black, then blank. No numbers, no warnings, no ratings. The scanner shut itself down. A mechanical voice echoed through the hall. Low and strained. Data overflow. Classification failed. The words repeated once. Then stopped. The human slowly lifted the blade. Testing its weight. Turning it slightly in her hand. The weapon responded to her movements. Its energy edge adjusted. As if listening. This is impossible, an instructor said. That weapon does not adapt. But it was adapting. The human took one step back. Then another. Holding the blade with practiced ease. Alien warriors felt something they did not like. A deep instinctive fear. This was not raw strength. Not brute force. This was control. The guider finally found his voice. Put the weapon down, he ordered. His tone shaking. She looked at him. Really looked at him. There was no anger in her eyes. No pride. Only calm certainty. She lowered the blade. And placed it gently on the platform. The energy field faded. The weapon went silent. For a long moment. No one moved. Then alarms began to sound across the academy. Soft at first. Then louder. Security systems activated. Observation shields reinforced themselves. Emergency protocols engaged without command. The scanner, still dark, remained offline. As if refusing to speak. One observer finally said what all of them were thinking. If this is Earth's prototype. He paused. What does their finished soldier look like? Behind the glass wall, Earth's representatives exchanged calm looks. They had seen this before. The galaxy had not. And in that moment, laughter turned into fear. Doubt turned into respect. And curiosity turned into something far more dangerous. The realization that Earth had not sent a weapon. They had sent a beginning. The alarms echoed through the Galactic Combat Academy. Red lights flashed across the high metal walls. Observers leaned back in their seats. Some gripping armrests. Some standing without realizing it. Security drones descended from the ceiling. Their weapons active. Their sensors locked on the human. She did not react. She stood calmly beside the platform. Her hands empty. Her posture relaxed. She is a threat, one military observer said. Contain her now. The guider raised his claw. Stand down, he ordered the drones. His voice tight. This subject has not attacked. The drones hesitated. Their systems awaiting confirmation. The scanner remained dark. Its surface cracked with stress marks. As if it had burned itself out trying to understand her. Engineers rushed toward it. Their faces pale. Their voices low. It rejected classification, one said. I have never seen that before. Across the hall, alien instructors whispered urgently. Some angry. Some afraid. She broke a controlled weapon with her bare hand. That blade responds only to elite neural patterns. Humans should not be capable of this. Behind the observation glass, Earth's representatives finally moved. One stepped forward, hands clasped calmly behind his back. You misunderstand, he said evenly. She did not break your weapon. She completed it. The words spread like a shockwave. Several observers turned sharply toward him. What does that mean? An instructor demanded. The human on the floor shifted slightly, as if she could hear them. Though she said nothing. For thousands of cycles, the Earth representative continued. You built weapons that force obedience. Earth builds systems that listen. Murmurs rose across the hall. Confused. Uneasy. She is not strong by your standards, he added. She does not overpower. She adapts. On the floor, the guider watched the human closely. Seeing her differently now. She was not waiting for orders. She was waiting for permission to leave. Military observers began typing rapidly on their datapads. Threat levels updated in real time. Earth symbol flashing from low concern to unknown status. One alien commander leaned toward another. If this is a prototype, he whispered. Then Earth is not preparing for war. Earth is preparing for survival, the other replied. The guider swallowed, then addressed the hall. This demonstration is concluded, he announced. Until further notice. The human turned, and without hesitation, walked calmly toward the exit platform. Security drones parted in silence. No one tried to stop her. As she stepped onto the lift, several alien warriors realized something unsettling. They had expected noise, aggression, violence. Instead, they had witnessed restraint, and that scared them more than any weapon ever had. Because the galaxy now understood one simple truth. Earth had not sent its strongest soldier. Earth had sent its first. The lift carried the human upward in silence. The doors closed behind her, leaving the hall filled with uneasy thoughts. For several long moments, no one spoke. Then the Galactic Council channel activated above the floor. A large symbol formed in the air. Authority made visible. This test is no longer academic, a council voice said. It is strategic. Military observers nodded in agreement. Data streamed across their screens. Threat models collapsed and rebuilt again. The scanner failed because it was not designed for humans, one analyst said. It searches for limits. She has none we can measure. Behind the glass, Earth's representatives were finally addressed directly. Is she unique, an instructor asked, or an exception? The Earth representative shook his head slowly. She is not our strongest, he said. She is not our fastest. She is not our leader. A ripple of shock moved through the hall. She is our first successful prototype, he continued. Our proof of concept. Silence followed those words, heavy and cold. You see strength, he added. You see weapons. Humans see problems. The council symbol flickered, processing the implication. So this is how Earth fights, the council voice said. By changing the rules. The Academy systems slowly returned to normal. Alarms faded. Lights stabilized. But nothing felt normal anymore. Some instructors avoided each other's gaze. Others stared at the empty testing floor, replaying the moment again and again. The guider remained still, looking at the platform where the blade had rested, knowing he would never see that weapon the same way again. Far beyond the Academy, messages were already spreading across the galaxy. Encrypted, urgent, fearful. Earth status was updated everywhere, from minor participant to unknown variable. In the transport corridor, the human walked calmly beside her escort, her face neutral, her mission complete. She did not smile. She did not celebrate. This was only a test, and tests were meant to be passed. As the transport ship prepared for departure, one final report was sent to the Galactic Council. Recommendation, it read. Do not underestimate humanity. Because the galaxy had laughed at Earth too soon, and now it understood the truth. Earth's first prototype was not a warning. She was an introduction.